So hello everyone and welcome to this video on the 15 most needed or useful colors in Copic Markers. So I already did the French version, and when I did the French version it actually took me a while to do it because I've did a lot of color swatches and explained a lot of things. It's like there's two parts in the French version, and if you are interested in how I mixed the colors, you can definitely check the French version, even if you don't understand French, because you can already you can probably just understand things just by looking at the image and the videos, and then come back to the English version to really like see how I make everything and why I chose those colors. I can't really like redo exactly the same thing, and I can't really do a voiceover because it's not very natural for me. But I still want to do the English version because a couple of you have requested this, so I will try and explain, but I won't probably do all the mixing because I already did it. I will just explain to you what I did and why I did it. But before we start, I wanted just to tell you quickly the paper that I'm using. So most Copic artists already knew that I'm using the Pure Luxury cardstock by GK Design, and I have here the ivory heavy base weight, and I also have it in white layering base weight, which is a bit more soft, and I also have it in heavy base weight. And I'd say that the heavy base weight is a must-have because it's super thick. It's this thing. It's super sturdy. The layering weight is a bit softer, and this is great if you have to stick it on another piece of paper because it blades through. So I don't mind because I always stick my paper and I always mount on another piece, so I don't really care about that. Also, the ivory is a bit softer and it has a really matte finish, and the white is more like velvety and satin finish, and it's a bit shinier, and also you can definitely see the grain of the, like you have like some, it's granulated finely, but you have like a texture that is showing, and it's less visible on the ivory cardstock, which is more like a watercolor effect. The ivory also used more inks, I think, than this one, but they are similar, you know. That's why I got the two kinds, because you have different results. And what I want just to say is that you can also see that the colors, of course, don't really show exactly the same because this base is slightly yellow, so you have a bit more warmth on this, and this one is a bit brighter, of course. So just quickly showing the difference. Now what I want to say is that this is my opinion, and it doesn't apply at all that you should get the same colors. It really depends on what you do and how you use your colors and what you already have in stock and what you don't have and the money you have. I mean, it's really judgment call. It's how you feel it. There's some colors that I can't live without, and you probably have like different colors that you can't really live without. Now I will name all the colors and I will just explain what I did with them. So the first colors for me that is a must-have is RV02 Sugared, sorry for my weird accent, Sugared Almond Pink, and it's this deep bright pink. And what it does is that it's an amazing mixing colors, and basically they are all the same. They are somehow in different color family, and they mix very well with a lot of different colors. And what is basically Copic inks is translucent, so this happens that this works with almost every color in the Copic collection. You can mix them with a lot of different colors basically, and you can layer their different colors and you can have fun with different colors, and somehow I don't know why, but they just blend, and sometimes it looks a bit muddy, sometimes it looks weird, and sometimes it looks beautiful. And this is what happens with RV02 and also YJ00 Mimosa Yellow. I can just put this in the same basket because they are essentially the same as color combination, I mean. And what it does is basically what I did here is underneath there's actually the RV02, which is this one, and on top of that I just had yellow 02, which is just a basic yellow, you know, and you can just add any yellow, you know, but just had something that is close enough to the actual hue of it, like not too dark, not too light, you know, just something similar. It actually works best with yellow 02. This one is yellow 00. And what I did is that basically this colors RV02, if you can use it and to add on top of another color, you can add it on the yellow, you can add it and you can work with some greeny yellow, you can work with some reddish. It really is a versatile color, and what I wanted to share is that it goes well with every pink in your collection. This one is RV21, this one is RV04, this one is R81. It goes well also with some red, like R20, R20 for example, and I just love that color. I use it to shade, and I wanted just to share this instead of shading. So this one is in the middle. Instead of shading a yellow with a dark yellow, which is here, you can just use a pink, and if you use this, you can just add like a really smooth finish, just light touch. Of course, if you use, for example, RV04, which is shock pink, it's going to be too much. But if you use this one, RV02, it is popping, but not too strong. You know, it's not too strong. So I really like this color, and I really recommend it. It goes well also. It's the same basically with YG00, and this is Mimosa Yellow. And what I did is Mimosa Yellow is in the middle here. And what I like with this color is that you can, it's like, it's a yellow tends to go on the green side. I mean, it's really color between two family, and I love that it goes really well with yellows. It goes well with the yellow green. It goes really well also with the pink. Somehow it mixes with the pink. It also goes really well with all of the teal and turquoise color, because you can make beautiful gradients with that. And it goes also with the light color, the YG 30s or 40s. Yeah, the YG 40s. Of course, it's the same family, but this is just also a very versatile color, and I really think you should have it. And if you don't have it, I mean, you can't create that color. If you want to create that color, you will need a light yellow and a light green, but if you mix them together, it's not exactly the same color. So this is really like a must-have for me. So YG00. Then what I did also is the E71 and E70. Basically, this is those two, and this is one of the E70 Ash Rose. This is a new color for me. I already used it a couple times, but I only got it recently. And E71 Champagne is a color that is just my most used one, with like a couple over, but I really love that color. Those are what I will call like universal blenders or whatever. Basically, what they do, yeah, is they tend to neutralize colors. And by neutralize, I mean that instead of having to shade an orange with a darker orange or brown, you can use the E70 or E71 to shade it and to make it darker, and it's kind of like of a dull looking. But when you mix the color with those markers, it just makes it really smooth, and it kind of like turns off a bit of the intensity. Instead of having a really bright color, you can just use them to have like a smooth finish, and somehow it just gives a really watercolory effect, something like that. And I really love those colors. You don't have to have both. I count this as one color, but there's two markers, so I'd really recommend E71. It's in shadow. The E70 is only in sketches, but I had E71 for a long time, and what I don't like about, what bothers me is that it's a bit too dark. If you want to shade lighter colors, for example, like it goes really well with all the flesh tone, I really recommend the E70 because it works really well with some pastel colors. So yeah, definitely, like, if you can, just get E71 and E70. Really, really, I really recommend that. Then, what do we have next? So the E33, and what I wanted just to share is just by looking at this. You can see here 33. Just right here, it says the sand color, and sand is magical. Sand goes well with the E70 here, it goes well with the yellows, it goes well with some grayish yellows, it goes well with some yellow greens, and it goes well with all of the browns basically. And what I like about that color is that it's somehow also in the middle, like it's not too dark, it's not too deep, it's not too strong, it's not too bright, it's not it's a medium brownish beige color, and it has yellow, it's not too yellow, not doesn't go too reddish. Also, it's really a medium standard brown, and I really, really love it. Those colors on this chart here, I look at them as bridges. You know, they just do like the link, the connection between two colors that are look really different, and they will help you mix them together. You need something in the middle. It goes well with with a lot of colors, so that's why it's super great to have it. And I mean that this is my most used color. I already killed 3 markers of the same color, so along with like E21, I mean, this is really my most used color, and I use it in every single drawing, and it goes well for shading hair, for shading skin. It shades browns, of course. You can use it for earth and wood, and I mean, this is just so versatile, I can't live without. Super great color. Yellow 28. Now, this is similar to the E33 and the E70 and 71. It's just slightly different as a color family. I mean, it just goes a bit more on the yellow side. So it works essentially the same. You can just use this to link two other colors. It goes well with yellows, goes well with yellow greens, it goes well with a lot of different colors, and you can just use it if you go like more on the yellowish family instead of the red. But you know, Copic is magical. You can shade any colors with a lot of different other colors. You can just add a basic gray, a basic green, and you can shade with like going on the brownish like this. You can shade by going with purples. You can shade by going on the turquoise colors, which I did here. You know, I shade with blues, and this is just so much fun. I mean, you really need like to have fun sometimes. Don't think about the drawings, don't think about the characters, don't think about anything. Just have fun with the colors and practice and mix them, and just like the more you do it, the more comfortable you will feel picking your colors when you are actually drawing something, and it makes a huge difference. After I've been working with Copic Markers for 4 years now, and every time I use them, I learn something new because they're so amazing. I mean, I'm not paid to say that, and there's so many brands of alcohol markers, but I never found something similar to those markers. They are just amazing. You have to have fun with the colors. I mean, it's really important to have fun and practice that. But yeah, so I'm just going to go quickly on the other colors because they are essentially the same. I mean, they are also just different color family, and they will work as also as links between other colors. So I'm just going to go with like the B60 and B60. I can't say it's a link. Somehow it's more like a base. And this color, pale blue gray, well, it gives justice when you read the name. It's really a pale blue gray. And what I love about this color is that it goes well with a lot of different colors as a base. You can start the blue gradients, you can start a gray, like smoky blue, you can go with like the BV0 and add a bit more of a violet and purple. You can also work this to add like a bit of a cool undertone on a skin, for example, or on any base. Basically, this is really a base, and it was also it's nice to have also BV, all the BV family, basically the light BV family are undertone, cool undertones. It's because it's slightly gray, slightly blue, slightly purple. You know, this is what I will call also a color in the middle. I'm just going to go quickly on the last color. So this is I can't count this as free markers, but this is like a family for me, and those are BV23, BV25, BV29. So it's grayish lavender, then we have grayish violet and slate, and those colors are universal blenders, and I mean, like, this is the way you can shade and add shadows and art and add darker areas on anything. If you don't know how to shade something and you really don't know, just use those, because it's nice to have, like, you can create undertones with that. You can also add a bit more of darker colors. If you just like on a random brown here and just kind of had this BV23, and it's just slightly darker, and it gives a nice cool undertone, and it's just of just shading with brown, and it just gives, like, I don't know, it just makes it pop. It's not too heavy, and if it's not working, and then let me just grab like this super dark bright pink, and I'm just gonna use BV23, and you have a purple, like it's a beautiful purple on top of this with B05, the deep blue like that, and I'm just going to add BV23 again, and look, instead of shading blue with blue, you can shade with BV23, and then you can go again with a darker BV25 like this, and you can just add a really beautiful blue shaded with darker purpley color, and you end up with BV29, for example, and you have a beautiful radiance. And it starts with the blue and it ends with a slate color instead of using just regular blue, for example. And I think it goes really well, and it works with a lot of different colors. But of course, you have to try before. I won't recommend that on yellows, for example. It's gonna be weird. This is why I recommend all of those colors, because with yellows, for example, this ochre color, I'd say you should go with E71 instead of the BV, because if you have too much separation, and if you like go more than 3 color family away, it's gonna look a bit weird. But you can definitely go at 1 or 2 color family. Like if you work with BV, you can definitely go on the B, on the V, or BJ, or maybe RV, you know, which is what I did here. It goes with RV, so don't go like above 2 color families. Avoid shading red with BV. It's gonna look a bit weird. Just, you know, I think this is my recommendation. This is why I'm just telling that you should get all of this, because they work specifically for better. Like if you want better results, you just have to focus on the same color family. This is why I'm just showing all of this. But definitely get all the BV, and it's just amazing. I really love the colors. And then the last couple colors that I wanted to share is I can just put this in the same basket for me. This is V01, and I forgot this. Those 4 colors, so they are just here: V01, BV00, and V91 and V95. And what those colors works really well as undertones instead of having like a flat beige color. And if you like wondering how I use those colors, you can just check my Celia artwork. I will put the link somewhere, and check like where I do the skin, and I use a lot of V01 and V91 on top of the skin color. So when I use like V95, it goes really well with the dark colors, you know. V01 is my best. Like, this is really my most used. You can slightly, you know, it's a cool undertone, so you don't necessarily need to have it show through. It just has to be slightly visible, and it's, I mean, it's super pretty. And BV0 is a bit more, I say because it's a bit more purpley. This one, V01 is a bit more pinkish, I guess, and V91 and a bit more bluish, I guess. At least I have one of them. I'd say goes really well with the V01, which is the one that I use a lot, and probably V95, I'd say. But it really depends on the colors, the base, like the colors that you will lay on top of it. But just have fun with that. And I think the last color, the last color that I wanted to share with you is Yellow 21. Buttercup Yellow is what I will call also a medium color, like something in the middle. It's slightly yellow, slightly beige. It's not too dark, not too light. It's a really, it's not too saturated, not too bright. And I really love that color, and it goes really well with one color that I described probably as the same, which is E33. Those colors work really nicely together, and you can definitely like shade some yellows. You can also like have fun like doing some blonde hair with Yellow 21. I use a lot of this in my whimsical artwork and also in my Celia artwork, and it's a beautiful, it's not, you can't really say that it's, of course it's not yellow as like canary yellow, which is those one is, you can definitely like say that this is yellow, this is not yellow compared to the other. It's like a flesh tone, but it's still yellow, and I mean like it's something in the middle, and I just love to use this color on top of every yellowish base or even on skin base to have bit, I guess, like to tone down the intensity. You know, it's just, if I just put this on top of it, it's not as bright as you'd like. If you want like super bright yellow hair, you can definitely use yellow, but blonde hair is not yellow. So those are my 15 most used colors, and the thing that I really recommend to have. If you don't have them, I mean, you can, it's super hard. I think this is really something you should have. You will have so much more depth in your drawings. You will have some beautiful colors. You can mix them with so many colors. Everyone is different, every artist is different, and some people like may think that the Chow collection is not enough and they need a lot of sketches, colors. I personally have only 10 sketches, and I'm really happy with the colors that I have right now. I don't need more colors, but it really depends. But what I really think is that you can't, there are some colors that are must have, and this is my colors, but maybe yours are different, and maybe you will feel like you don't really need all of them. Maybe you will add more, but this is just my opinion, and I wanted just to share that with you, because sometimes it's hard to pick your colors, and I mean, like, it's nice also to have some tutorials and how to mix them and what they look like when you mix them. And you can also like check Pinterest for that. Just have like just search for like Copic blending techniques or Copic combinations or whatever, and you will have like some color swatches like this. And yeah, I think that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will put my social media links in the description below, and I will also put the name of the colors that I've considered as my top 15 colors. And I will see you very soon. I hope you enjoy, guys. And yeah, thanks for watching.